Hey guys, so as part 2 of Legends Fest 2023 approaches here, we are this week going to be getting an LF Zenkai as well as a free-to-play character. Now, we do know with like 99.99% certainty who this Zenkai is going to be, and they also did actually officially reveal who the free-to-play character was going to be as well, so we'll go over those two things first. But I wanted this video to sort of be a speculation video of what possibly the theme of part 2 of Legends Festival could potentially be here, and what we could see out of part 2. So first things first, we have this Zenkai Awakening like teaser here, and then of course, I believe it was either yesterday or the day before, they did show this hint as well for Zenkai. Now, I did a video separately speculating on the different options and possibilities that I think make the most sense based off of this hint. And one of those speculations, then actually what I thought was the most viable speculation, was Great Ape Vegeta, the LF Great Ape Vegeta. Now we know it is a Legends limited character, and interesting enough, they did post this background here, which you actually can find on Great Ape Vegeta's card. It's this. So if we go over to LF only, and then we should be able to find him. There we go. You can go into this little image icon here, and it will pop up all the different backgrounds that he has on his card, you know, in terms of the different designs that exist. So yeah, here's all the different backgrounds that he has. Now this one right here is the one I pulled up over here. This is actually the same background that they use here. So, I mean, that to me is pretty much confirmation that it's more than likely going to be Great Ape Vegeta. I mean, again, I would say like 99% this is going to be Zenkai Great Ape Vegeta. So I think for the purposes of speculating on part 2, we will just be under the assumption that this is going to be a Zenkai for LF Great Ape Vegeta, which I know a lot of people are not going to be particularly thrilled about this because, you know, people would rather have, like, you know, Gogeta Blue get a Zenkai, or maybe Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta wants to get a Zenkai, or I've seen some people even throw out like Ultra Instinct Goku, which is a weird one because I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, Great Ape Vegeta, not the craziest hype Zenkai of all time, but I do think that we are still going to get one more LF Zenkai during Legends Fest. I don't think this is going to be the last LF Zenkai that we see during the celebration, but probably in part 3 is when we'll get the next one. So Great Ape Vegeta here, and then on top of that, they did also reveal who the free-to-play character is going to be for this coming weekend. It actually is going to be Final Form Frieza. Final Form Frieza. So it says, what does it say? Final Form Frieza joins the fight as a new event-exclusive character. This event will start soon, so make sure to play and get Final Form Frieza for yourself. So what could this mean? LF Great Ape Vegeta getting a Zenkai, and then Final Form Frieza. So I guess the first thing to really just sort of talk about is which version of Final Form Frieza is this, right? Because there's a lot of different kinds of Final Form Friezas. Now, we know for sure this is not the Tournament of Power version, because he doesn't have a Halo. This is not the Angel version of this character. So we have to think about, where did Halo-less Final Form Frieza appear in the series? Obviously, the first one is Frieza Saga. So in Dragon Ball Z, the Frieza Saga. Obviously, another answer would be in GT, when he appears in Hell, right? I've actually seen a lot of people talking about how they think this design for Frieza looks a lot like the GT version of the character. I guess, right? I mean, I don't really think that's anything. I mean, the background doesn't necessarily look like GT to me, but sure. So this could potentially be the GT version of Frieza, I guess. He definitely appears without a Halo in the Broly movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I think, what else is there? I don't think he had did he have a Halo in Resurrection F? I don't think so. I don't think he had a Halo in Resurrection F, but I would have to double check that. It's possible that he did. No, I think he actually did have a Halo in Resurrection F. I don't know, whatever. I don't think it's Resurrection F regardless, but yeah, he appeared in Resurrection F. He appeared in Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans. You guys think this is a Hachiok hint? Is this Final Form Frieza the smoke version of Frieza that he appears with Cooler? Probably not. But I think there are 3 possibilities, well, 2.5, but we'll just go through some of these possibilities where it's like, what connection can be made between LF Grade 8 Vegeta and a Final Form Frieza character? And obviously the first one is the fact that they're both on Frieza Force, right? So we pull up, let me just get out of this. Grade 8 Vegeta here. Grade 8 Vegeta has the Vegeta Clan tag, he has the Frieza Force tag, the Saiyan tag, and the Powerful Opponent tag. So the first connection is Frieza Force, of course. And then the second connection is going to be Powerful Opponent. Now, if it is Powerful Opponent, that would mean that this Frieza is from the Frieza Saga. Now, I would also note how it is pretty interesting and also just downright strange and weird that we did not get a single Frieza from the Frieza Saga campaign. Now, you guys think that's a little strange. So, I don't know if they're going to be building up to a, like, another summonable Frieza character here or what. But those are the 2 main teams that these characters share with each other. Powerful Opponent and Frieza Force. Let's take a look at Frieza Force here. Like, what possibly could they give us for Frieza Force that could be deserving as like a Part 2 LF to Legends Festival? I would go through this and I'd probably say there's not really much in here besides Frieza himself. We just got the Ginyu Force. They're not doing Goku and Frieza because we just got Goku and Frieza during the anniversary. It's gotta be some kind of Frieza character. Unless they're gonna do like a Vegeta and Nappa tag character, I guess they could do that. But if they were going to do that, that more so goes in line with Saiyan Saga, and they could have chose a different free-to-play character to represent Saiyan Saga than this Frieza, obviously. So based off, if you're going to make the argument that it's some kind of Frieza Force character, then I think Part 2 is going to revolve some way, shape, or form around a Frieza character. So that's Frieza Force. Next, we have Powerful Opponent. Now, this can be anything. Like I'm not going to go through every possible option for Powerful Opponent and say, okay, yeah, we know we're going to get this for Powerful Opponent if it means Powerful Opponent, because we don't know, right? We could be getting a new version of Dragon Ball Super Broly, right, for Powerful Opponent. We could be getting a new some kind of new Boo character. I don't really know if it's going to be a new Boo character because we kind of semi-recently got a Boo character. Z Broly, potentially. Some kind of, I don't know, let's go through the list here of like every single movie villain, essentially, like Bojack. Bojack for Legends Fest Part 2? Probably not. What about some kind of new version of Omega Shenron? Right, that could be interesting. And I think that actually, thinking about this now, actually, if we're going to go through like every single Powerful Opponent character, and I'm going to like look and see what the best options for this would be, I think if they want to give us the best possible thing for Powerful Opponent, it would either end up being Omega or some kind of like Super Baby 2 character. And the reason why I say this is because this is going to bring me to the point that I was going to end the video with, but I'll just say it now. More than anything else, I would say that the fact that we're getting the Grade 8 Vegeta Zenkai plus a free-to-play Frieza here in Part 2, this more than anything gives us a bigger hint as to what Part 3 is going to be than what Part 2 is going to be, at least for me. Because this strengthens the argument that Part 3 is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. The fact that we're not getting GT for Part 2, I think, sort of gives him a little bit of a boost in terms of likelihood that he's going to appear for Part 3 as the Ultra character. So if they're going to give us an Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I mean, he could be like the most ridiculous character ever. He still has to have a team around him. And right now, GT is almost completely dead. So if they're going to give us a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in Part 3, they could potentially make Part 2 a festival based around Powerful Opponent, but then they could still give us a GT option to pair up with the Part 3 character to give him help on his GT team, potentially, right? So again, an LF Omega Shenron. We could get an LF Super Baby 2 that has the Great Ape animation as his LF. I think that could be interesting. Super Baby 2, I think, would be a really, really good option, because Super Baby 2, let me see if I can find the existing Super. There's only one. We only have one version of Super Baby 2. Well, one sparking version of this is the EX version. Where is the Sparking Super Baby 2? Right here. It's on a lot of teams. It's on Saiyan, Regen, GT, and Powerful Opponent. This is a character that if he gets like a premium LF, version, he would be helping a lot of teams. Powerful Opponent, GT, Regen, Saiyan. Like, yeah, I don't think Saiyan needs help, but Regen, GT, Powerful Opponent for one character, that's pretty good. And then a similar case can be made for Omega. I think Omega would be, I think Super Baby 2 would be a little bit better than Omega, but Omega would still be pretty good. Regen, GT, Powerful Opponent, and he's on Fusion Warriors, which I don't really think needs help, but yeah, Powerful Opponent, GT, Regen. I mean, Regen doesn't need help either, honestly, but I'm all for Regen getting more options. But yeah, I think either of these characters would be really good. Obviously, the fact that if, we are getting Zenkai Super Saiyan, or not Super Saiyan, but Zenkai Grade 8 Vegeta, this Super Baby 2 here could definitely be, this could make sense as something that they would be doing as a reference to this for the Zenkai character. But yeah, those are two options. Now, the last thing I'll say is I guess they potentially could be doing some kind of like Z bosses setup here, right? We have 4 main Z bosses. We have Grade 8 Vegeta, Saiyan Saga Vegeta, the boss of the Saiyan Saga. We have Final Form Frieza slash, Full Power Frieza, the boss of the Frieza Saga. We have Cell, who's obviously the boss of the Cell Saga. And then we have Kid Buu, who's the boss of the Buu Saga. So those are the 4 Z bosses. They've already knocked 2 Z bosses out of the way with Vegeta and Frieza. I mean, I don't personally think this is what they're going to go with because we already got a Cell and we already got a Buu this year, a Kid Buu this year. So I don't know if they're going to give us another version of one of those units, but I mean, at least it's on the table as a possibility. But I think if I had to give my opinion as to what this means, the fact that we're getting a Zenkai for LF Grade 8 Vegeta and a free-to-play Final Form Frieza, this potentially to me just means that it's going to be centered around Powerful Opponent in some way. I don't think there's a way to definitively tell what's going to be coming out, but I'm for this because up until this point, what was the last LF or Ultra Powerful Opponent that we got during a major celebration? Major celebration being Legends Fest Anniversary. I think the answer is this guy. Isn't it? From 2020? 2020, I think, was the last time when we got I mean, you could argue whether or not this is a villain or not, but he's a villain, right? I mean, he's an antagonist character. The last time we got a villain LF or Ultra during Legends Fest or Anniversary, I think, was 2020 with this character. I mean, we could just sort of scan through this. Well, actually, no, wasn't it Merge Zamasu? Merge Zamasu came out after Broly, right? Yeah. Okay, so the answer would actually be Merge Zamasu. Let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, Merge Zamasu was the last. Third anniversary was the last time we got a villain headlining character for Anniversary or Legends Fest, which is obviously 2.5 years ago. So if they're really going with Powerful Opponent for part 2 of Legends Fest here, I'm all for it. Something different, and I think there's a lot of very cool villains they could choose from for this, and I'm interested in seeing what they have in store here. But let me know down below what you guys think of what could potentially be coming for part 2 of Legends Fest 2023. Again, I think Grade 8 Vegeta, the LF character, getting a Zenkai Awakening, and then Final Form Frieza here getting a free character. Some kind of villain releasing, some kind of antagonist character releasing for part 2 of Legends Fest seems pretty likely here. And we'll see what the format ends up being. I think, for me, what they're probably doing is they're probably just changing around the format they had for Anniversary, and they're reversing part 1 and 2, which I think is smart. I think releasing the double LF banner for part 1 and then releasing just one banner for part 2 could be good. But what I would like to see for part 2 in terms of the banner is just copy what Anniversary did for part 1. Give us one banner, I'm fine with that. Give us an LF on the banner, but then give us like 3 Sparkings. Right? Don't give us like a banner and then an EX where it has like one LF. Don't give us a banner where it has the new LF on it and then just like a new EX character. Like, it's got to have, I would say at the bare minimum, one LF character and then 2 new sparkings. That's what I want to see at the minimum. I would like to see 3 sparkings because that's what the anniversary had in part 1. But that's what I would like to see as a format here. I probably don't think it's going to happen where we get another set of 2 banners, but I guess it's possible. I don't know who would want to have 4 banners in the span of like 3 weeks, but sure, I can handle it, but most people can't. But yeah, there we go. Let me know down below what you guys think of part 2. What could be coming? What do you guys think of Great Ape Vegeta getting a Zenkai, as well as the Frieza here as our free character for the week? Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.